not the right mic. This doesn't sound right. Check, check. It seems low. Huh. Is it low? It's gotta be low. It looks low. Check. Check, check. Huh. Is that better? That's weird. Yeah, I think that's better. All right. Welcome. How's it going? Is this better? Yeah, it was weird. That was off. I think it's better now. Yeah, I saw it before you guys. I saw it before you. Relax. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Another day in paradise. All right. Another day in paradise. Buongiorno. $1 million today? Yeah. When you get in off previous day lows or expiration using for trades, I always use, for scalp trades, I always use the same day or same week. So if it's Monday, I'll use Friday. If it's Tuesday, I'll use Friday. If it's Wednesday, I'll use Friday. If it's Thursday, I'll use Friday. And if it's Friday, I'll scale down with Friday. I don't know what that means. I know it. Hold on. I need to know what that means. Jam into Revolution today. Yeah, Revolution was good yesterday in the chat. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Yeah, yesterday, guys. Yesterday is a move that there's not a single person in the world that isn't saying that they wish they that made more money. I mean, it's like you're just if you feel that way, you just have to understand you're fighting an inevitability, if that's even a word. I think it is. You just it's not possible. What you're trying to do is not possible, right? To catch the entire move yesterday actually takes somewhat of a bad trader. If you were not taking profits intraday yesterday and you're just like, whatever, I'm just going to hold it, great, right? Congratulations if you did, but that's not really a good trade. It's not going to happen again, right? I mean, it's not going to it will happen again, but it's not, that's an anomaly, right? Yesterday is an anomaly. So if you did, if you took some money out of the market yesterday, if you made some money, good job, right? You did your job. But yesterday's an anomaly. You can't, if you start to expect days to move higher like that every day, then you're going to end up coming back to the chat and saying, well, I should have taken profits. So it's either I should have taken profits or I could have made more money. It's never going to stop. Somehow you need to find happiness in the trades that you take and the profits that you take. It is inevitable to feel that way, and you can't let it affect you. It's just not possible, right? It's not going to happen. So don't let yesterday, make you feel some type of way. It happens once in a while. Once in a while, we see these big trend days that just sort of never stop. And yeah, if you catch some of it, congratulations. That's really it. I would also say, right, I know some of you out there fought the trend, right? There was never at any point yesterday, right? Never a single point yesterday was there a bearish setup, right? That was simply, right? We came into the day yesterday and we said on the SPY, if we are above 406, we cannot look short, right? Above 406, you cannot look short. You can't look short if the market is trading over 406. So we moved right into 406, right, in the morning, and we held it. No reason to short, right? And then even if we talked about that 408 pre-market high level, you did get a little pullback off that. So if you caught that, nice, right? Little pullback. But then this candle, if you were short, right, you stop out. You got to stop out here. And then over 408, right, that's that pre-market high break. No signs of downside. We moved right into 410. Not a single sign of rejections at 410. Literally just a straight through, like it wasn't even there. So the only place I could see where people got stopped out short is trying to play the shorts at pre-market high. Right here. This would be the only area that maybe some shorts, got stuck, right? They tried to short 408 pre-market high here. Maybe got a little bit. If they took profits, nice. But maybe they got squeezed out. This is what this squeeze is right here, right? That's a huge short squeeze. And then after that, where's the reason to get short? So, days like this, I think it takes experience, or it takes sort of what's the word? Sort of it's hard. It's hard to explain in words because if you've been trading for a while, you could tell what yesterday was, right? Around 10 o'clock yesterday, I talked to the team in the Discord. I said, this is a day that's not going to pull back. This is a day you can tell by the price action. This is like a really intense trend. This is just an algorithm set to buy all day. You could tell from the price action after around 10 o'clock. 10, 11 o'clock, you could start to see it. I can't really explain it in words, but I'm sure if you guys are traders out there, you have an idea of what I'm talking about. You can tell from the price action. You can tell from just the consistent buying on the candles that you're reading. I know it might be hard to sort of see real time if you're newer to trading. But yeah, what a day. We'll go through the futures and we'll talk about how yesterday sort of set up. I'll go through it again. I'll go through it a little bit more in depth once the live stream starts. But in the grand scheme of things, right, we opened the day above demand, and there really was never a short side idea, right? We held that demand. This is why I like to trade with if-then statements. So yesterday, I came into the market saying, if the SPY is above 406, I am not looking to short this market. Yeah, I know it sounds really stupid. I can't describe it, but you know it when you see it. I know it sounds stupid, but it is true. Traders out there that have been trading for a while, they'll know what I'm talking about. I promise. You can read candles. You can start to tell what it looks like. You've seen it before. It's almost just an intuition thing. And Umar actually talked about this in his video that he posted, I think, yesterday. He said that a lot of his trading is based off intuition. And it is very true. There's a lot of studies about intuition in trading. You start to build that intuition after you trade for a very long time. You know you've seen it before. You know what that price action looks like. It's a little bit hard to sort of talk about and help people learn without them actually being there seeing it before, right? Yeah, you could definitely see the same on a pure selling day. Totally. Absolutely agree. You can tell when the market's selling off and there's just no bids in the market and the thing just continues to go lower and lower and lower. Absolutely. Yeah, we've seen those days. You can start to feel it, right? You can start to feel it. You can start to sense when it's like that day where the market will not go up, right? Every push gets sold into, the price action looks so weak. It's just sort of a flip side of that yesterday. But a crazy move nonetheless. I mean, what a move. Just sort of ripped all day. However, we are right into supply. We moved right into supply on the Nasdaq. We moved right into rejections at 4160 on the ES. So did yesterday break any type of range? No, it did not. It just moved on the Nasdaq from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. And the ES did not move even that far in the range. The ES is sort of right in the middle of the range, to be honest. It's at 4140. The range is around 4100 to 4200. So you're really still sitting in the middle of the range on the ES, and you're rejecting the top of the range on the Nasdaq. So did yesterday change anything in regards to the range that we've been trading in? No, it has not. So that's the funny part, right? That's the part that we got to be really careful, right? We got to be really careful thinking that, things are going to change here, because that's what the market likes to do. It likes to make you think things are going to change. It likes to make you sort of switch up and get aggressive on a single direction. And we could totally just trade in this range still after yesterday's move. It's very possible. So we got to be careful today. We got to stick to our levels. We got to focus on those levels. It's Friday. We got to end the week with a green day, right? That's very important. So the market, employment costs, personal income, personal spending, and PCE, all at 8:30 this morning. So we'll see that. We had energy names report today, Exxon and Chevron, I believe. I think those were the two. Exxon and Chevron both reported. Nothing really going on there, so nothing to note. Tesla 153, nice hold on that. We'll take a look at Tesla. Nvidia 274. Nvidia was very, very bizarre yesterday. I don't understand Nvidia yesterday. I was really looking for an upside move on Nvidia, and that thing just died. I mean, it literally just went straight down as the market went straight up. I don't know exactly what happened there. I think maybe just it being overbought. Nvidia being pretty far up there, maybe being out of steam. But we'll take a look at Nvidia today. That AMD bull flag that we talked about on the daily chart is starting to come back, and it is very interesting. I'm going to watch this. Meta, day 2. We have seen that earnings plays don't move the day after their earnings. 2 days after, day 2, right? The day 2 continuation has been very strong. Microsoft yesterday went insane the day after the day 2 of the earnings continuation. And today could be Meta's continuation move. So I'm definitely watching Meta for that. Some nice levels on Meta to keep an eye out for. Microsoft 302, big level to watch here. Amazon channel, and then Apple flag yesterday was very interesting, and actually caught a piece of that yesterday. I was happy about that. So those are some of the names we're going to look at. Let's just jump right into it, all right? Let's do it. All right, Nasdaq. So this is very interesting, right? I mean, we can all agree. 4-hour chart. Look at this. So in the grand scheme of things, like when we zoom out and we really look at this chart, I'm a little upset that I missed this because it was sort of obvious. But obviously, we talked about this in the chat yesterday. We talked about how the market is good at making you second guess yourself, right? That's really what the market's good at. That's its best. Its best ability. The stock market is making you second guess your decisions. Now, this is really just a perfect break and retest here on the Nasdaq daily chart. This is a previous high, right? Previous highs that we broke and we just retested for the last, month, right? This is actually a pretty bullish setup, right? You got a break, you got a retest, you're holding above a previous double top. There's nothing bearish about this setup as it stands. Now, coming down into this level, both on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? This is what the Nasdaq was doing. The Nasdaq was playing a lot of games and making it look very sort of makes you second guess that upside move, right? This is Tuesday, really big flush, right? Into the below those lows. Then Wednesday, we get a push to the upside and then falls right back under, makes new lows of day. Very difficult to, believe in the upside move when you're seeing really ugly flushes on Tuesday and a really ugly flip intraday on Wednesday, right? That's hard to, and I don't care what anyone says, that is hard to be bullish on when you see these types of things, right? If you're setting up the idea of looking for more upside off that retest, you're seeing lower day flushes, channel low flushes, and then intraday flips like this, you're going to second guess yourself. And this is sort of what happened, at least to me, to not really look for upside. After seeing this, I was like, I don't know if I really want to take that shot. It's looking pretty weak here still. And then obviously following day, you get probably the biggest move of the last month, right? And really, if we zoom out to the 4-hour chart, right, this is nothing but a break and retest of previous highs. You can see previous highs here, right? Previous highs right here, all right there, previous triple top. You broke it, you came back down, you tested it, you held some really nice 4-hour candles there, and then boom, right? Big upside push. Now today, right? If we're focusing on supply and demand, if we're focusing on our levels, it's really not that enticing of an upside play because you would be playing right into this now, triple top, right? And yesterday, wick rejected pretty ugly at 13,300. So you can see we pushed right into the previous highs, and you had a really ugly wick rejection here on the Nasdaq. So could this pull back? Absolutely. It absolutely could today. Could it sort of stay strong and push back into 13.3? That could be done as well. There's a level that I would be watching to try to get an idea of what happens here. So on the hourly chart, you guys know we've been talking about this 13.220 area, right? Right in this general area here. You have these highs all right here, 13.220. I would watch that level today, right? That would be the level I would watch. If we go to 13.220, you guys can see, I might even move it up just a little bit for my own sake, just to be cautious. If I am going to enter a trade, maybe 13.230 looks like a little bit more of, that level here this morning. If you do not get back above 13.230 today, right? If you cannot get back above that level, I would be very cautious looking for upside, right? This needs to turn back into a support right here. This little pre-market high. This pre-market high at 13.230 is also, if we go to the hourly chart, it's also the previous highs right here. So all right here on the hourly chart, you can see previous high, previous high, previous high. Really big wick rejection here. And then you are sitting right under it this morning. So if you are not above, right? If you are not above 13.230 today, I would not want to be playing upside into this, right? I would not want to be playing upside into this major rejection point that's rejected multiple times in the past and is rejecting here in the pre-market. So I would watch that. That's the first level I'd watch. 13,230, that looks pretty important here. I would watch that pre-market rejection point. Now, to the downside, if you do get downside, I think, I'm thinking you could see this retest of 13.1 at some point. I think that would make sense. I actually think that's the healthy move for this market, would be to pull back to this previous breakout point, right? Pull back to these previous lows here, retest it, and then see if we can build off that level once again, right? Give back some of this straight upside, which I don't think is healthy, right? You want to see the market sort of build higher highs and higher lows. You don't really just want to see a straight up move. So I think the healthy move, right, is, 13,230 rejection. Look for that pullback into 13.1, right? See if it holds there. If it does, that might be your next long entry back at 13.1, right? So that's sort of the area I would watch. This 13.1, 13.120 area, right in this general zone, right? The previous highs or previous lows here, previous highs from Friday and Monday. You can see this is Friday highs. This is Monday highs. If we get that pullback, right, then I would look to see if this is where your demand holds. Is it possible to play short today back into this level? Yes. It's, you're going to have to really trust it. Looking short after this upside push, just be cautious, because the market is it pushed pretty strong yesterday. There might still be some momentum today. You don't want to just be the first one to short that move. Yes, it could get some weakness, right? Ideally, I think a retest of 13.1 makes a lot of sense. And then just watch out for, you can clearly see these rejections coming in this morning, 13,230. So 13,230 to 13.1 is around the area that I'm watching. In between here, it's a little bit unknown. I've got to be honest with you guys, right? We really don't have much to play off here. Between this 13,230 and 13.1, I mean, what am I looking at here? I'm just looking at straight up and down action. So I don't have much belief to trade, if we're in this channel. I would rather set up shorts here, maybe look for longs here, right? Look for either the rejection of this, look for it to move lower and then buy off this 13.1. Maybe look for the break and hold above this 13,230. Or if we can get a break of 13.1, look for that, look for this to give this all back. So I'm not really that confident on anything, sort of in the middle of this channel, because you don't have anything to sort of play off of. So I want to play, if I'm going to trade today, I want to trade as close to these levels as I can. I want to know that I could look for rejections up here, look for demand down here, and sort of have those futures levels sort of supporting my thesis, right, at this rejection point or at this demand zone. So that's what I'm looking at now. Maybe at 8:30 we get a little bit more insight, but that's what I'm looking at least right now. If we go to the ES, this is really a little bit more clean in my eyes. It's the 41.35 level. This ES is a little bit more interesting, a little bit more clean for me to read. So in my eyes, right, here's your if-then statement for today. You cannot look too short the S&P today. You cannot take SPY puts today if you are above 41.35. If you are holding this previous low, there is absolutely no reason to be looking short. That just doesn't make sense. Why would you short into this low, right? You have to think about that. If you break this low, then I could see that move into 41.15 very quickly, right? If we break this low, look at the price action that you're dealing with. You could go right down, right? You could quickly come through this 41.35 to 41.15 for 20 points on the ES. But that is only, right? That is only if we break below this low, this low, this low, this low, and the low that is holding in the pre-market. I would not come into the day trying to short into a quadruple bottom, right? It does not make logical sense. So keep that in mind, right? That's your if-then statement. If ES is above 41.35, be careful shorting this market. If ES breaks 41.35 and turns it into a rejection point, then, right, then you have your risk reward looking for downside, playing this very aggressive gap in volume, gap in sort of price action, and just probably a pretty quick downside move into 41.15. All right. So that's how I'm approaching today. I will not look to enter shorts today if the ES continues to hold this 41.35. This could be a pretty good pullback, right? Back into these lows for another upside push off demand. That is very possible. So make sure you're open to both sides there. 41.35, if you're above it, I'd look for longs. If you're below it, I'd look for shorts. That's really the line in the sand. And it is no coincidence that is our 4010. That is our 4010 level from yesterday. You are not going to be shorting. You're not going to be shorting the SPY if we are above 4010. Right? 410. So that's the level that I would watch today on the SPY. 410, it's very clear, right? It's very clear previous demand lows that is holding in the pre-market. So I would not look to short into that. If you get a nice hold there, you could even flag out of this 410 level, right? If you get something like this and then you flag out of it, that's very possible. 410, that's important. So watch that. If you break 410 today, similar to what you did, right? Look what happened when you broke 410 back on Tuesday of this week. When you broke 410 on Tuesday last week, or this week, you went straight down. When you broke 410 yesterday, you went straight up. If you break 410 today, you could go straight down. Not saying that's going to happen. Don't hope and pray that it's going to happen. Don't come into the market. And if the SPY is coming down, let's say the SPY is trading at 410.50, don't start to full portfolio puts here, hoping for this to break, because what's going to happen is it's going to bounce, right? That's if you start doing stupid shit like that and you start saying, oh, I'm full in puts here as we approach the 410 demand, right? You're going to get stuck in this. So what you need to do is you got to really wait for that 410 to break, wait for it to start to show you the rejections, and then look for that downside move. If I go to Tuesday of last week, you are going to see how this played out, and you can get a good insight into it, right? Look, this is how the people that shorted 410 on Tuesday made their money, right? They got a break. They could have taken it here on the really clean break and the continuation. They could have waited for this to bounce and retest and reject, right? The people that made their money were even, like, some people feel like they have to enter here, right? You feel like you have to enter here before it breaks, but you could have entered for the next hour, right? The next hour of time, there was still entries on the retests, right? On the clear continuations, even on the little bear flag here, right? This is a really nice bear flag back into 410. There was entries all here without having to guess and hope before the break happens. So just please keep that in mind, right? I know there's a feeling that you have to get in before the break. I know there's a FOMO feeling that you're going to miss out on the move. But take this for example, right? There was opportunities pretty much the rest of the day to short, even without having to get in before 410 broke. So if you are looking to play short under 410, please wait for this to break, reject, have some type of confirmation. Don't just start shorting above 410. All right, so 410, big hold today. Watch that. ES 41.35, that's big. And then the Nasdaq, right? The Nasdaq, yeah, that 13,230, right? 13,230. Trading is a waste of time and money. Well, maybe for you, man. Maybe for you. Not for me. Cheers. 13,230. So big supply there on the Nasdaq. All right. Dow Jones. Jesus, margin call. Damn. Got mad. That's a good one. Oh, margin call. You must be Italian or something. All right. What a good one. That's something I would say. Oh man, that's good. All right. So Dow, 33,800, right? 33,800. That's going to be a big one to watch here, right? 33,800. Previous support, break and hold. You guys can see 33,800 is holding, right? This is pretty much similar to the ES. This is very similar to the ES, right? Look, previous lows into a demand, right? That is exactly the same as the ES. So watch that 33.8 on the Dow. And then on the Russell, what did the Russell do? I think the Russell just held demand yesterday. Yeah, it did. I mean, the Russell could hold this, guys. I mean, it's if we're looking at supply and demand, right? If we're solely focused on our levels, this is actually, and I hate to say it because I really don't like the Russell, and I really don't think there's room for these stocks in the market right now. But the Russell is actually at a very nice place for upside risk reward, right? You can see it right here. It's done it how many times in the past, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? It's done this multiple times. So, yeah, I mean, Russell could be in a spot. This could be in a spot for, upside risk reward. It's very possible. I probably wouldn't trade that, but it's there. It definitely is. All right, so let's go back. Let's look at what the data says to us today. We'll see if there's any reaction. Maybe we get a 410 break here in the morning on this data. So let's see. Data comes out in about 30 seconds. We're watching 410. We're watching 408. We're watching 406. And then we're watching this upside supply around 414. All right. So let's see what happens here. If everyone could press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, that would be great. Data is coming out in 10 seconds. Oh, man. What a Friday. Hope everyone's having a good day. All right, here we go. Little down. Little up. Little this, little that. Looks like it's frozen. Is my chart frozen? I'm waiting for the day for the market to freeze and then just open up like 500 points lower. I want to see that one day, or even higher. Either way, I just want to see the reaction. I want to know what my reaction would be to that. Like, you blink, it freezes, and then it just opens up here. Yeah, it's just nothing. I mean, downside, but this is weird. I mean, there's just no volume. There's really nothing going on. Yeah, this is the SPY. ES. Yeah, a little bit of downside. This is going to be the level to watch here. I mean, we're right on edge. We are right on the edge here. All right, this is like 4th and inches. All right, so let's see. What's the news? Let's go back to the SPY. Oh, it doesn't have it here. That's weird. There it is. All right, core PCE price index month over month, 0.3. So it matched estimates. Personal spending, flat. It's 0.0% versus expectation was it to actually go down a 0.1. So pretty much not much there. PCE pricing the year over year, 4.6 for 4.5. Personal income went up. Price index month over month. So personal income up, personal spending down. But it's such small. I mean, it's literally, it's nothing that's like out of the ordinary. It's pretty much in line with expectations. You can see really what's important is the reaction that we are watching off 410. That's what's important for us as traders. ES just held 41.35 pretty well right there. So again, we are not shorting into 41.35. We are not shorting into SPY 410. All right. So that's the key right now. That's at least what we're going to look for as of right now. All right. So keep me updated. If we get under 410, let me know. Don't spam in the chat if we go down 50 cents. If we go under 410, you let me know. 4-hour chart on Tesla. So Tesla yesterday, right? Tesla yesterday, I think, trapped a lot of people short because it opened the market below the previous day lows. But it never stayed there, right? If you just waited and you waited for the first candle of market open, it went straight up through it. So very, right, you can see this little downside move under pre-market lows and previous day lows in the pre-market, but the first candle of market open shot straight back above it. And at that point, right, you just can't touch it. You can't look short at that point. If you go to the 2-minute chart, you can actually see how well that 159 level or 153 level held on early morning on Tesla. Look at this on Tesla. You broke back above previous day lows, you held, and then you continued higher. So Tesla definitely holding on to previous day lows yesterday very aggressively, right? Here, and then continued higher. Broke above 157 right here, and then look at what it did at 157. You can see it broke above 157, held above it, right? You look at this hold right here, this little double bottom at 157. That is very telling. You can see a double bottom forming at the previous rejection point. So 157, upside move into this 161. You rejected it, and now you're coming back into it this morning, 161. It's really like 160.70, but I'm going to call it 161 because I'm just going to be safe, right? I like to maybe give myself a little bit of margin. So 161, right? Big level there. If we go to the 30-minute chart, I really don't like Tesla upside at all until you're over 163. That's that major 4-hour level. I do not like trusting Tesla upside until you're over 163. I don't give two shits if I miss Tesla upside in this zone. I don't care. There is no reason to try to salivate over 3 points on Tesla. The real upside move will happen if you hold back above 163, if you get back above this 4-hour channel low, right? If you can get back above this 4-hour channel low right here, and right here, then maybe, right, we could see some actual upside. Until then, if you feel like you need to play upside on Tesla before that breaks, you are fighting over cents, right? You're fighting over a really dangerous area, right? You're jumping into the ocean with a lot of sharks, and you're trying to fight over something that's just not even worth your time. So I would not try to play Tesla long. Sure, there might be some upside opportunity from 160 to 163. I think you will be a lot more calm and a lot more relaxed and have a real trade idea if you can trade on a break and hold a back above 163. That's the key on Tesla. Before that, I think it's going to get scammy in here. I would be careful of all these areas of rejections. We're here, 163, 162s, right? All these previous lows. I really don't want to look long in this area. So I'm really watching at, I think, either play, right? Either side, I'm either going to look for rejections of 163 or I'm going to look for break and holds above 163. I think the only place that I'm going to allow myself to trade Tesla is at 163 because I know that's a very key level and I know I can trust reactions off of it. So that's what I would recommend to you guys out there. You know, sure, there might be some opportunity before it, but I think 163 is the smart place to be trading Tesla. Nvidia. I don't really know what happened yesterday. I still don't. I think there was some kind of news. I think you guys were saying Intel as well. Possibly that's why. But Nvidia literally just melted at market open yesterday. Vertically down without any really just sort of by itself. The market was going up. Nvidia was going straight down. So Nvidia, it's been stuck in this channel. We have to understand that Nvidia is very much overextended versus the rest of the market, right? Nvidia has been, a beast. Nvidia has been straight up. It's been a beast, and it's been consolidating for like 5 weeks now, right? 5 weeks, Nvidia has been in this consolidation range. You can see right here on the 4-hour. Is it bearish? No, we can't call this bearish, right? We cannot call this bearish because we're still holding demand. So we have to keep that in mind. This is not a bearish chart. So we have to be very careful. Oh my God, I want Nvidia to die. Nvidia down. It's so overvalued. I can't believe it. Nvidia should go lower. All right, we have to remove that from our mind. That is not going to be any type of value to you. Read what's on the chart, right? This is still a bullish hold on Nvidia, whether you like it or not. It is still maintaining this low, right? If you break that low, right, story changes. But that's not where we're at. We have to be we have to be living real time, right? So we are still above this low. Now, this rejection is a little concerning, right? We can see this rejection that's come in 273, 274. That's happened yesterday, right? That happened again this morning. This happened on Wednesday. This happened on Tuesday. This happened on Monday. Every single time we pushed into 274, we saw a nasty rejection. So can that happen again today? Yes, I think it can, right? It definitely can. However, I'm a little bit concerned shorting Nvidia because to me, this looks like a pretty nice consolidation for upside. If we are to break above 274, then I'm a little bit more interested in that play than I am playing these short-lived downside moves, right? These are very short-lived. Sure, they're aggressive. Sure, you can make money on them. I'll definitely keep my mind open to it. You can see these very aggressive downside candles, but look at how short-lived they are, right? They pop right back up, and they're building back to the upside. So for me, I'm a little bit more interested in this play, right? Especially, again, if the ES is above our level, I'm not going to try to short Nvidia, right? That's sort of how I think about it, right? If SPY's above 410, I am not going to short Nvidia here, just because I know the SPY can continue higher, and I know the SPY can drag Nvidia higher with it, or the Nasdaq, whatever one, right? So if I see a 274 hold, I might try to look for that upside play. If I see this previous low and these previous rejection points turn into a demand here today, then I might look for that play for upside. So I'm just going to be monitoring 274 today. That's what I would do. Be careful of the rejections. They're very clear. See if you can get above it. And if you do play downside, be a scalper. Be a scalper because these moves usually reverse, which is just insane, right? On Tuesday, we dropped and we closed pretty much flat. On Wednesday, we dropped and we closed flat. On Thursday, even after yesterday's downside, really aggressive, we closed flat, which is crazy. So just be aware of that. AMD. Yeah, this is interesting again. It's definitely going to probably sucker me in again. I'll tell you that. I mean, and I'm not even that, scared to say it because I don't mind being suckered into this again. This looks interesting again, man. So you guys can see here, right? Flag, demand hold, right? Look at this candle right here. Nice wick daily chart, right? Nice wick daily candle and then upside move, right? Here. Got a nice little upside move here off that demand. Nice bull flag breakout. Man, is it calling my name again, right? Look at this chart. This is definitely calling my name, right? I can see it. I can sort of get an idea of what it may attempt to do. It's holding that demand. You can see these previous highs. This previous high here. It really had a nice wick off it on the daily chart yesterday. The only concern is earnings, right? Earnings are on the 2nd of May, which is the 2nd of May is next Tuesday. So if you do take it, you're going to have to be trading it through earnings, which I don't know is a great idea. But, yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. It sucks that earnings there. It does suck that earnings is there because you'd rather just play it without that. But yeah. So just wanted to point this out. Keep an eye on this one, guys. This is like a little, thing to make sure you're monitoring, right? Make sure you're all right. Goodbye, Ninja. What a moron. Get a real job. Go do something else. What are you doing here? I mean, what are you doing? What is he doing here? Like, what? You go get a job. It's 8:42. Where are you? Why aren't you at work? It's so dumb. People are so dumb. AMD 86, right? You guys can see right here. Previous highs. I'm looking for the bull flag. It might set up. It might not. We'll see. I'm gonna monitor it. I'm not gonna get in yet, but I am gonna monitor it. Right? All right. Meta. Oh, it's fun, man. It's fun. Piff. What's up, Piff? All right. Meta. So what I'm interested in Meta here is I'm interested to see if it holds 236, 237, right? 236, 237. Actually, you know what? For now, 237, but I'm a little bit more interested in 236. All right. I wouldn't mind this because I'm still watching to see if Meta has more juice. I will watch this 237 low from the pre-market. It's like this 237.50 level right here. And the reason I'm interested in this is because Microsoft, right? Microsoft is pretty much a carbon copy of what Meta is doing right now, right? And we talked about this yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that, Piff, but welcome back, man. Hope all is good. Microsoft did exactly this, right? Support. It was really slow on the day after earnings, right? It really slow. Everyone sort of said, screw Microsoft. It's not moving. And then you sort of just consolidate here above this demand. Boom. I mean, just an explosion to the upside. This looks like a carbon copy to what Meta could be setting up here, right? You have really slow action, a consolidation above demand. And if this thing wants to push again today, I want to be watching this. If this is a secondary move after earnings, I want to be watching this. So Meta is holding pretty nice this morning. I'm definitely interested in this. Yeah, just watch it. Look to see if it holds 237.50. If it breaks 237.50, I would consider that maybe even a trap to the downside into 236, right? I would still consider this bullish above 236. If you break 236, then I think it's over, right? Then I think it breaks down. Above 237.50, above 236, I would be watching this zone to see if there's a secondary move on Meta. Interesting. Supply up there at 242. Be careful of that. Microsoft at a big level on the weekly. What a crazy chart, man. I mean, let's all just take a second and I knew we would be here, right? I know people are going to hate on me for saying this. I know you're going to think that I'm going to say, I knew it. I'm sorry. I have to say this because this happens so much, right? You have to buy stocks. I know people hate me for saying this. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know some people align with it. You have to buy stocks for your long term, right? What an incredible buying opportunity. And I don't even care if Microsoft comes back. What an incredible buying opportunity to buy these high-quality names down substantial amounts, like 40% on Microsoft, 40% on Apple, 70% on Nvidia, right? What an incredible opportunity. I hope some of you guys were doing it. I tried to, I think a lot of people out there, talked about this. But I know if you listened to the channel and you believe in the long term, I hope some of you took advantage of 2022, man, because, I mean, Microsoft is 10% off all-time highs. Apple is 6% off all-time highs. I mean, yeah. And you guys, you have to remember, right? You got to remember, if this is your first time, and I'm sorry, I want to get on this tangent because I think this is important. You may not like it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You have to remember, if you missed the opportunity to buy stocks, you have to remember what the market felt like at that time. That is the most important thing to remember. Remember the psychology of what everyone was talking about at the time that the market was moving lower and how everyone was saying, don't buy anything. The market's going to get destroyed. Everything's shit. The USA is fucked, right? Remember what people were talking about at that time. You have to do the opposite, right? You have to remember, okay, this is starting to feel like that time where everyone's getting really bearish. Stocks are down tremendously. I probably have some opportunity. I'm 21 years old. I'm 22 years old. I'm 25 years old. I'm 30 years old. I have 30 years until retirement. It might not be a bad idea to buy some Microsoft down 40%, right? Might not be a bad idea. If this ever happens again, right? I would very much consider taking advantage of that opportunity. I missed a lot of COVID downside with long-term shares. So when I saw this, right, I was like, I'm taking advantage of this, right? I am buying shares this time around. I know that there's going to be opportunity here in the long term. It is what it is. I know a lot of people will disagree with that. I don't want to get into that convo now, but it's already proven to be a fantastic opportunity, and I think it will for a very long time. There will be more downside days, downside years, big downside events. I would recommend taking advantage of them instead of buying into the constant everything's so bad. The day of reckoning is coming. The day of reckoning has been coming for 30 years for some people. When is it going to happen? Hey, it might, right? I could be totally goddamn wrong. I could be so wrong, and people could laugh at me for this, but it's proven over and over again to be a share buyer works. Being a share buyer works. It happens over and over again. Anyways, Microsoft, 305, weekly chart, major rejections here at 305.50. That is exactly where you're rejecting here, right? That is exactly where you're rejecting here. 305.50. You guys can see right here. Watch out for this 305.50 today. And then if you do get a rejection there, I would look for pullbacks to this previous high around this 300 area. I would say 300. You could also watch the 302 previous high. So right around here. Right here at 302 would be an area I would watch for potential holds. This is where it's held previously. All right, if I go to the 15-minute chart, you don't take profits. You just hold them until you retire. Think about people that bought stocks when they were 20, 25, that are now 70, 60. Think about it. I know everyone's stuck in the short term, but if my parents bought stocks consistently every week of their 20s and 25, 30s, they would have a lot more money than they would today, or than they do today, right? Obviously real estate as well, but Microsoft 305.50, 302, right? Watch this zone right here. Microsoft 305.50, 302, right? Previous highs. Watch there's demand that stepped in yesterday. I'd watch that, and then that 305.50 weekly rejection. Amazon, last one I got for you. Amazon's just back in this channel, right? You guys can see right here, back in the channel between 108 and 105, right? 108, 105. That's what I would watch out for. 108 rejections, 105 demand. All right. I'll show you my long term to end the So here's what I own. This is my value over time, right? This is just me buying every single week. And here's what I own. Down on Tesla still. Nvidia up 72%. Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, AMD, Google, Shopify, AbbVie, Home Depot, Lululemon, Caterpillar, Boeing, and Rumble. This is my little dark horse. Just in case YouTube kicks me, I'll go on Rumble. Don't tell them. Rumble, Boeing, Cat, Lulu, Home Depot, AbbVie, Shop, Google, AMD, Microsoft, Netflix, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia. All right? That's that. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. Have a fantastic day. Sorry for the tangent. Sorry for the rant today, but I think it's important because I've had this, this is going to happen a lot more times in your future. Maybe you never watch my channel again, but I hope that you remember this. There's going to be buying opportunities in the market. Everyone's going to think that everything's going to shit. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe I lose some money in my long term. But take advantage of these opportunities. If you're young, invest in yourself. Invest in the long term. Throw money that you're going to go spend on Juul pods, vapes, stupid shit. Put it in the market. Even if you lose 20% of it, right? Invest in your long term. It makes trading a lot easier when you have that long term in the background as well. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Be safe. Be smart. Friday, 0 DTE. Scale down if you're not comfortable. And I will see you guys. Next week. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Peace out.